What a fantastic fight in Saudi Arabia on Saturday for us morning afternoon. It had great moments. It was close at the end. It had drama. Just a great, 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 great fight. And in the end, Usyk's knockdown ends up being the difference, as he is now your undisputed heavyweight champion for the first time, fittingly, since it was Holyfield against Lennox, that we have an undisputed heavyweight champion, and it's the dude who's moved up from cruiserweight, taken that gold from what was supposed to be a golden generation of heavyweights with Fury and Joshua and Wilder. It's the cruiserweight coming in and taking everyone's lunch money. Let's get to the fight breakdown. I had Usyk winning 117-111, but without that knockdown, this is a draw. Two judges scored at 114-113 in favor of the Ukrainian. And then there was one that had a bit more of a gap than that. I do think that for Usyk, that the judges were not overly favorable to him. Like I said, I had a 117-110. I thought he had a great fight, but he did so well late because, like, you think about how that fight is going. Usyk is kind of controlling things in the early going, and then Fury in the middle part of the fight starts to pull ahead, and I think a lot of people were wondering if Fury was going to wear down at that point. And I thought it was interesting that, like, we were at round 6 and, oh, Fury's not going away. It's like, yeah, there's still half the fight left. I've never been a big fan of the DAZN presentation, so is what it is. But Fury was starting to have a ton of success. He was starting to come forward, and he was really starting to land with power. And Usyk was able to turn that around and have his biggest round of the fight, getting the knockdown in the 9th round and eventually picking up the win. But when the success started to come again for Usyk was when he started landing to the body again. That was a major, major part of a major part of him really starting to put that work in and really start to get that thing back on track. That was big for him to do in the early part of the fight, that it was able to get him on the roll, and it was really important in the back part of it that was able to get him in that range to really start landing and to really start flying. And then the left opens up a little bit, and that's where he just clobbers Fury and sets up the knockdown. And I was going to say Fury ended up being lucky that he was on the ropes, but it was kind of a double-edged sword. If it was in the middle of the ring, that is a clean knockdown immediately, and Usyk has a chance to maybe, because Fury ends up being, quote-unquote, saved by the bell, but Fury or Usyk would have a chance to maybe swarm again and put a bit more damage on him. But because the ropes held him up, you don't get the knockdown initially, but then you also get the hell beat out of you a little bit more. And Fury was on his bicycle trying to get away, and so he's expending so much more cardio than he actually wanted to. But then, because it's on the ropes, the referee's like, okay, this would have been a knockdown by now. I'm stepping in here. Usyk was loading up another left and was about to send him right out of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So you have, like, okay, well, it's good that he was on the ropes, but not good that he was on the ropes, but really good that he was on the ropes. It was such a weird situation, and then it took Fury about a round and a half to get going again, and Usyk did a really good job of controlling things in that part, and I thought was able to come away with a convincing victory, although it wasn't necessarily that way on the judges' scorecards. I thought Usyk did a really good job. The part that he did so well was controlling the ring. He was feet planted in the center of the ring, and I'm going to control how this fight is going. I did not expect that part of this. I did not expect for Fury to be on his back foot for as much of this fight as he was, given the size advantage that he had. I thought he would be the one kind of walking Usyk down, but it was the exact opposite, and Fury was backpedaling quite a bit, especially when Usyk was in control early in this fight and late in this fight. But Fury did a good job of taking that momentum back. Like, he started to get that timing down. As Usyk is coming in, he loads up that just kind of like looping right uppercut. And initially it was landing to the body. And then as Usyk was getting closer, it was Pez dispensering him a little bit and landing quickly to the head. And that was getting Fury to have a bit more success. And then he started beating Usyk to the punch a little bit. And so I thought Fury did a good job of adjusting his timing and getting that down to put the pressure on Usyk. But then Usyk makes a bit of an adjustment. He's going back to the body. And because, like, the head is really tough to reach for Usyk because of the height discrepancy. And it looked massive on television, the difference in size. But that body is just right here. It's just right here. I can just go. And he was able to do that. and I thought have quite a bit of success, and was able to kind of turn that momentum back his way. And so Usyk to figure that piece out was so impressive. I came away really impressed with both of these fighters, but even more so Oleksandr Usyk coming away with this one. Just a really fantastic night and a big night for boxing. We'll have a bit more post-fight coverage throughout the week. I, for the first time, going to be unveiling the Couch Potato Diary pound for pound rankings on Wednesday, and then we'll look at fights that should be made coming out of this one. I think we know which one will be made, but we'll talk about fights that should be made coming up on Fridays.